I was gonna move on to the next topic as well.
What's that?
So how are you in a relationship?
I'm not in a relationship.
Okay. All right. Cool. So we've got different like aspects here.
Single by choice.
Important. So I was gonna say, important. How important is it for you to get along with your in-laws?
Let me let someone else speak.
From looking at it from a sister, I think it's important.
Mm-hmm.
Like when my older sister got married, her in-laws welcomed us.
Yeah.
It was quite difficult at first, but they were more welcoming. My mom was hostile. I was like, why are you being hostile? But the issue was because my brother-in-law was white. And my mom comes from a generation where that whole colonial betrayal was an issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like you have to get on with your in-laws because if you bring children in, you want your kids to see everyone, not feel like, why aren't we speaking to Auntie Liv?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, Auntie Liv is terrible. Let the child figure that out themselves.
100%.
But that's my perspective from somebody looking from the outside in. I think it's important to have everyone at least amicable.
Yeah.
To just be there for children.
It goes past just your relationship with your partner. It's your children. When you're like, if your brother or your siblings are going to come over and chill with you in their environment, you want them to feel welcome as you do or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's the village aspect of it, because everyone thinks that when you say it takes a village, they think it's just you, your mom, and your sisters or your brothers. It's like everyone else, all the aunts, uncles, the grand, other grands. It's all those people who count.
It's so important because I think your family is an extension of you.
Yeah.
So it's difficult because if you don't get along, it's for those two people to stay together, they have to be able to either A, find boundaries, or B, deal with it, which is very difficult because how do you, again, you go to so-and-so's house, but then what, do you not feed your partner's mum or, or like, how does it work?
That you're not feel welcome.
Exactly. And it makes you a bit resistant to things that you have to celebrate, like birthdays and kids' birthdays and whatever holidays, and decisions as well that are part of it. So like maybe how Black people always get involved in their children's like weddings and stuff like that. There's decisions to be made as like it's their wedding, but I call the shots a little bit in here and there. So there needs to be some sort of getting along somewhere.
Listen, being married myself, right? Getting on with your in-laws for me is the most important thing ever because we have to remember, like you said, your family is an extension of you, and it's your union between you and your partner is your two families ultimately are coming together. No, I'm not gonna say that. I just think it's really important because how can you possibly be happy in a relationship if you're a family person but both your families don't get on? Like how could you? So I know some people might have different opinions,
but let me let
I think I've been on both sides of it. I've been on the side where I thought someone, and it's not that they didn't like me. I've been with someone where I thought their family did like me, and then I've also been with someone where I know their family actually likes me. And then originally, first time round, I realised that it was all fine until it now became a thing where they felt like my relationship with said person was going to mean that we're going to go off and do things together, like we're going to go off and build a life together. And you slowly start to realise that people have their own agendas with things. It's so difficult. Like having now experienced meeting someone and then their in-laws actually like you, it's such a relax and feel it. It's so nice
healthy.
To be around. It's so healthy.
It's just you're not battling. Like it's an unnecessary battle. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not having to fight this person and that person. When you're just chill, you can be on like in another area and you just relax. It's just.
I think about. Do you know how nice it is to know that like your mother is speaking to your other. You don't even know what they're talking. You don't even know that we've spoken. Or they're going out. Or like you're speaking to her older brother and she doesn't even know that you've spoken. and you're having your own relationship, and then it's like, okay, now we're actually really family now. We're quite close and we're building something, you know. I think it's important. I know, So
I was going to ask you then. So obviously you're married. So if say your mother-in-law, like just for whatever reason, just did not like you, would you just stay, because obviously you love your missus dearly? Would you stay with her just because of you'd go?
Not a lot of people know this, but I've been married twice.
Okay. Really?
From my young age, I've been married twice. And I've been in that situation before, and it makes things so difficult. Because what happens is your problems in the home now becomes everyone's problems. You know, if you're dealing with someone that's toxic, they'll go and spin something that's not necessarily true. And then somebody has their own idea of you. And now all of a sudden, the good person that you was is now tarnished because they've lied about you and now they're dealing with you differently. Do you get what I'm saying? It affects your relationship, it affects your home life, it affects you as a person. Do you know what I mean? So my personal opinion would be no. I know others have decided, you know, to leave their families and start their own life. And fair enough. If that's for you, that's for you. I'm a family man. I can't leave my family because of the attachments that I have, the responsibilities I have, the duties that I have, you know. So my family come part of me. It's part of the parcel, you know. So for me, it's really important that both sides get on together, because then it's more healthy. You're creating something healthy, especially like sorry, I forgot your name. Kanye. I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm really bad with names. Especially like how Kanye said, Kanye. Especially like Kanye said, it takes a village to raise a child. And if both families are not getting on and you bring children into this world, where's the love? You're already raising a broken child. They're going to be confused. They're going to think, why can't I play with my cousins over there? Or why can't I go to my granddad's house over there? It's not nice. You're just creating chaos. But when everyone gets on together and they're healthy, the relationship's healthy, you start raising children in love. You start raising better people. You start you know, creating your own legacy. Do you get where I'm coming from? Creating better people.
As well. So I saw a quote. Sorry, I didn't want to.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
I saw a quote of something like, "When two elephants fight, it's only the grass that suffers."
My dad told me that. My dad told me.
What does that mean?
As in, like, when two elephants are fighting, it's only the grass. It's the children that suffer. Of elephants fighting. Two families. That makes sense.
My dad told me that. So for context, my parents aren't together, but they get along now. But that's something that he told me in the thick of it when that was happening, and you know, and questions about divorce and things like that. And he's like, no, like, this is the impact that has on the children. And I think people don't really understand that there's sort of an emotional and psychological safety. That gets broken when families don't get along, especially when it's to do. Look, Romeo and Juliet. We learnt this at school. We know what happens. That's a prime example of families clashing and not getting along because of this and that. And I think the person whose parent doesn't like the other person feels it the most. I think both couples do, but both parts of the couple do. But the person that's attached to like the partner and the parent that have that clash, it's worse for them, because it's like they now can't feel like they have to separate two main things that they love, and that's must be such a difficult thing
easy
to
to
be
lose
a part
yourself
of.
in that.
This is what I think is a problem with society today as well, because you can come from a single parent home and be filled with love, but if your parents don't get on, you now don't know your other side of the family. Like for me, I grew up in a single parent household. I had a stepdad for a while, but you know, that didn't really work out. We never really had a close relationship anyway, so I was just in limbo with who's my dad kind of thing. And I don't really know that side of my family. And as I'm an adult now, I'm 30 now, I'm like, I'm okay, but growing up, I know it definitely had an effect on me, especially going football and you see all the other kids with their dads and they're helping them, but you're traveling from God knows where to go to so far places, and you're there with another group of boys who are fatherless. You get what I'm saying? It has an effect on you, and then before you know it, you're doing things in society that you shouldn't be doing because you're looking for attention, or you haven't got that that sort of support network. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If your parents are not together, but you know both sides of the family,
Yeah.
you find that person has a different type of love in them rather than not knowing one side of the family, which is why I reckon, which is why I've been married twice and the last time, because I've always tried to create that sort of family network that maybe I never really had. Do you get what I'm saying? To an extent. So I'm trying to create that and create my own sort of legacy so that, you know, like Christmas time when families are together, everyone's together, it's nice. I want to create that again. Like, you know, I've got my brothers, I've got good friends. Do you get what I'm saying? Family barbecues, it's our time now, you know.
But it also takes, like what I'm learning now that I'm older is that I have to almost parent my parent. I've had to parent my mom a lot to get her to have a better relationship with my brother-in-law. And, you know, because he's been like, olive branch, and she's like, I don't want your
like the older generation.
The pain runs deep, you know. The pain runs deep.
No. He's really nice. He loves your daughter. Look, they've got 2 children. But you know, she's like, yes, my grandchildren. But she's like, no. So it's one of those things that I've realized that to create that culture of family, you have to fix it. I know lots of people want to just pray and hope that their families merge, but there'll be situations where you are truly in love and you found your life partner and families don't get along. I think it's the people in the family who need to fix it.
I
not
agree.
you who just got married because you found each other. Now why are we in this? We have to now go to them and say, you need to figure out what your qualm is and squash it. Because there's no point of us being in this situation and you're like, I never want to talk to them, or I think I'm better than that person. You just have to be like, hey guys, we're now a family now.
If you like it or not.
What do you like? Oh, you like bingo. I like bingo too. Let's go to bingo.
No, that's a good point that you're making, you know. Despite everything I said, that's very, 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 very true. In the sense of, even if you are with somebody and your families don't get along, if you have good people in your family, it's down to, like you said, you know, you're being your sister's keeper. You're talking to your mum and trying to say, look, mum, come on now. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, come on, come on. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's really important. But that comes down to family again. How good is your family? We have to be honest, you know. There's some people in my family that
they're not easy.
I don't want my missus to meet them. Do you get what I'm saying?
They're
Like,
not easy. They're not easy.
You know,
it's in the word. It's family. If it's family, you'll do everything to, I guess, fix it. And yes, it's hard when you have hard-headed people in your family. But I guess you just have to approach them with caution and smile.
That's it. That's true.
That's true. Man.
And then just be like, bye. See you in 3 months.
Exactly. Like someone I was speaking to said that, you know, there's family members, family or your family, you don't have to cut them off. But there's some people that rather than spending 2 days with them, you can just spend 2 hours.
That's it.
You know, it's just like that. But yeah, man. So again, we come to the end of episode.
Oh man, 58. You guys have to come back again.
We have to do this again.
Definitely have to do this again. Guys, you want to shout out anyone, your socials?
You first. Sade did that, or spelled like shade. Did
Shade
that.
did
I'll
that.
put that all up. Shade did that.
I'm Tutukani Musa. Hopefully it'll be somewhere.
I'll put that up.
We'll put it up. I'm gonna follow you guys now.
Oh, thank you.
But man.
So it's spelled THU.
Can't do this afterwards.
THU.
No, because then they can hear it on the pod.
But they're gonna see it though.
But you can still hear it. THU.
THU again.
Understand that?
Every week I listen to the pod.
Yeah.
N-I.
Sorry.
This guy.
N-I.
Is this right? Yeah.
You know what? I
This
wouldn't
one.
expect Dan to have like the flip case. You know,
He definitely.
Hey, you like, allow me, bro.
will. Like he's gonna.
I had it on my iPhone 5, you know.
You know when you look at the phone like this.
Don't take the mick out of my stigmatism.
Nah, man. But you've been here with Shores.
You've been here with Aaron.
Been a DCB,
AKA
Chargy D,
AKA
Angle Man Dan.
Hey, love it.
It's done already.
You know, I
No,
always
like-
wanted to say that. When I listen to the pod, I'm like, oh, is that in the back?
You said that?
I want to get involved.
We love
man.
that, man.
Like, comment, subscribe, all of
Yeah,
them
man,
things.
all of that.
We'll
Follow
be
up
back,
our
man.
special guests as well.
Yeah,
Big up.
follow them up.
I just followed.
We need you back.
All right,
Yeah.
blessings. We're out.
Yeah.
Hey.
Lovely.